Hey, it's Matt Pinfield, and this is called In a Lonely Place because I guess you could consider my home a lonely place. I live alone. I'm away from my family and loved ones, and I can't have that human contact right now. But at the same time, I'm so happy to be here with you 5 days a week from 4 to 5 with artists that I love and care about, and we talk about their favorite records, what's going on with them, and how they're dealing with the pandemic. And remember, we do have a button on the screen if you want to make a donation to Music Cares. Now, I know many of you, people have gotten their pay cut. They've been laid off. And listen, we're all dealing with that. And, I said every day, my family, like almost everybody in my family got laid off from their jobs. So, it's a tough and stressful time for everyone. But, we want to be a place to go where you can get away from it for an hour. We'll talk about it a little, but what we're really talking about is music and the artists that we have on here. In a Lonely Place was a Humphrey Bogart movie and a Smithereens song. I love the name, and thanks to Cliff Galbraith for doing the logo, and thank you to Linda Perry, Kerry Brown, Chris Trevero, and everyone else at We Are Here that are working on the show with me. Anyway, I'm really excited to have my friend here who I met. I don't remember what year it was. But
years ago.
Hyro the hero. Man, do you remember? Here's the thing. We met in Palm Springs, right? Was it Palm Springs?
Palm Springs, yeah.
Palm Springs. It was a Sunset Sessions, like music thing with a bunch of radio people. And man, I love those things when they had them. You know what I mean?
Oh man, it was epic for me, man. I couldn't believe it, bro. It was just the setting and the atmosphere of the place. I never been to one of those like country clubs or nothing like that. Yeah, perform rock music. I was like, yo, this is wild.
It was crazy. And you were it was really late at night. And we met, we were introduced, and my friend Kelly Scott from Failure was playing drums with you.
Yeah, Kelly Scott, yeah, he was the man. So I started off with I had Kelly Scott from Failure, I had Tom Capone from Quicksand playing for me. And I forget who else came with me that time, though. I had some legends around, man. I've been around a lot of cool people, man. Like the homie Chino from the Deftones been a big part of this, you know what I'm saying, helping me grow with my stuff. And man, I'm just blessed to be in the position I've been in.
Yeah, I love that, man, because, that's really what it's all about. And that's what we're, this show and everything else that we're doing, it's all like supporting each other. And that's the beautiful thing, isn't it, about music, is that, your friends help you or people like love your vibe. It's, the work.
Oh, yeah.
And you went out at 2 a.m, man, and you killed it. And I stayed up an extra hour because I was getting ready to go to bed. I think I watched Beware of Darkness. It was like the first time I met them, and they're really great people. They did a great song that should have been a smash called Motherfucker, and it was so good.
They killed that set, man. And then I know for me, I was a little nerve wracked because I cuss in my music and I go hard. But the thing is, I like to bring the crowd involved. So one of my favorite things is telling everybody put their middle finger up for a song. And then I like to say, look at the person next to you and say, fuck you. So I said, can I get these radio people to do that? And I did.
That was so funny, man. It was great. That was an incredible night, and it was, and that was my introduction to you. And at that point, let's talk about, you started in Houston, which is where you were born, right?
Yeah, born in Houston, Texas. I come up from rap music, so that was my main thing at first. But I was in high school, and when I was in high school, I had a girlfriend who broke up with me. You know what I'm saying? So I was just so angry about the shit, and I said, man, how could I, get these feelings out? So I said, you know what? I'm gonna take a rock song, and I'm gonna turn it to a hip hop song, and I'm gonna scream at her on this rock song. And so I took a Puddle of Mud song, She Hate Me, because that was like the hardcore rock to me at the time. I didn't really know, rock and roll so crazy, but I love that song. I like Puddle of Mud anyway. And I took it and turned it into a hip hop song. And I was like, yo, I'm on to something. I put it on MySpace and people was digging it and things like that, man.
That is really cool. Yeah. Yeah. Wes is doing great too, man. I ran into him, down in Jacksonville, Florida, not that long ago from Puddle of Mud. And he's got his shit together and he's doing well, But I got to tell you, that was so cool that you did that. I love the idea. There's always been that marriage with rock and hip hop and rap, always.
Yeah.
Maybe not the very beginning, but you got to say, when you think about a song like Grandmaster Flash, the message, I remember the first time I heard that. You know, played it for me. That band called Killing Joke, who were from England. They were heavy.
A band played it.
Killing Joke played me The Message, man. I was like, what the fuck is it? Was, and I fell in love.
That's the epic part I see is that rock and roll always had love for hip hop.
Yes.
But it never really been the other way around. Hip hop is a little, you know, that's scared to dig into the rock sometimes, you know what I'm saying? As a culture, like almost scared of guitars and things like that. They like to dive in a little bit, but not necessarily have the full on respect for rock the way rock has for rap, you know what I'm saying? Because it's all attitude at the end of the day.
It really is. And, you know, like, of course, Run DMC and, you know, like Cypress and,
yeah,
you know, on that end, it was, you know, definitely loved it. But, yeah, I mean, it's, so tell me, moving to Los Angeles, 2007, what was it? I mean, did you come like, I hear, you know, stories. Did you come with like a couple $100 in your pocket? Like, what was that experience?
Nah, man, I actually, bro, it was, I put out them songs on MySpace, and then I got hit up by my old manager, a dude named Benji Gold. That's who introduced me to you.
Oh, Benji. Yeah, I know Benji.
Yeah, so Benji, he just said, yo, he hit me and was like, yo, I like what you're doing, man. You should come out to LA. And just random email message. I read it. I was like, okay, maybe I should come out to LA. Told my mom about it, and she was just like, oh, well, either you get a job here or you go to LA. So what you gonna do? So I was like, I'm about to go to LA. So Benji just held it down for me, you know what I'm saying? I flew over there. I stayed with him for a while, and we just worked on the music from there, man. And then I actually met my new manager, Burko, who manages me now through that whole circle and stuff like that.
Yeah, you know, I know Burko, good man. I love, you know.
Yeah, man. So it was me. I was grinding, and also AWOL Nation was grinding around that time before he hit big.
And they're going to be on next week, which is cool.
Oh, that's what's up. Yeah, Aaron, he been working hard for a long time too, man. So, and when I came to LA, he introduced me straight off the bat. My first time coming to LA, I went to a Coheed Cambria show, and I went to a Deftones rehearsal. So that's why I met Chino. I just dove straight into it, you know what I'm saying? And Chino's a friend of Benji.
Because I signed Coheed to Columbia. You know,
that's epic.
Yeah, you know, I've been thinking about those records, like with the lyrics, "Man Your Battle Stations," because it's like
yeah.
You know,
The music videos was awesome. They had too, man.
Oh man, you know, how about the one for Blood Red Summer, like that Mark Webb did, the guy who's did like 500 Days of Summer and Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Up in the woods, man, where they, you know, where they turn into zombies. Everybody was so drunk. I'm surprised that they didn't hurt themselves walking in this crazy place. We had no cell service like up in New York State. But anyway,
that's like big budget stuff back then, though. I don't know. I don't get them budgets for videos, man.
Yeah, I mean, you know, today you can make videos, you know, because of
on your cell phone.
Yeah, it's so easy. You know, and you get great quality. You know what I love? I got to tell you, you know, you did mixtapes early on too, and you did one mixtape about this guy named Ryan. You know, who was
who was getting bullied, and he ended up killing himself when he was
So I don't want to step over you. I'm just going to say, you know, when I saw that you did that, I thought that was such a cool thing.
Oh, man, thank you, brother. Yeah, that was a while ago, man. You know what I'm saying? It just, I saw the situation with bullying and stuff like that. And he ended up killing himself. So I was like, things like that, you know, it really hits me because I've never been one to bully or anything. I wasn't bullied, but I've seen the situation. I always been there to help, you know what I'm saying? I got in fights trying to help people in those situations. So that really hit me. So I said, you know, my best thing to do is put it through a song. And the cool part is I put it through a song. His family hit me up, you know, they was in tears and stuff like that. And just, you know, I mean, just to put a message out there, I ain't really look for nothing crazy big from it or nothing like that. But the message got out there and people felt it. And, you know, and it's a struggle that's always going to be around because, you know, kids is wild like that, man, and bullying. But for it to be a situation where you want to take your life, I don't want nobody to do that.
Yeah, certainly, man. And, you know, it's heartbreaking when you hear those stories about young people that do. And, you know, I'm a father of two. My two daughters are grown up now. But, you know, but I can only imagine that today, because, you know, there have been so many weird situations and because of the contact that we have all the time, you know, the cyber contact, it could be, I mean, I just think I give kids a lot of credit coming through all of it. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, man, it's crazy. I mean, you got you know, it's like negativity get a lot of attention. So the trolling and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's almost like we just in a whole ball of negativity, and you got to find the positive. And the positive is also the highlight reel of the rich people who's showing out the money and stuff. So you just stuck in the middle, like, yo, man, I don't got all of this. So it's a weird time for.
Well, I always say that too. It's funny. I was when we talk about social media, where I'm like, the highlight reel was the exact way I described it. I go like, of course, everybody's gonna. It's like their best day. I come from
the best day.
Like you're like me. I come from a very honest place. I'll let people know how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
But I want to bring a positive message, like we always do. Now, so you come to Los Angeles, and you work with, like I said, you work with Kelly Scott, who I love from Failure. What a crazy. Chino from the Deftones. Tell me about working with Chino, because he's just, the thing about Chino is he's into so much great music, and he's just a heart of gold, man. Like, since Adrenaline and all the albums, got a new one coming out. He loves everything from, like heavy stuff to Duran Duran. Like he loves so much. They did the Chauffeur, and then when The Cure just played with the Pixies, and over there at that that outdoor show.
I remember that.
On the stage with Chino and his son, and man, he knew every single word, and he was going crazy singing.
Oh, Kobe, yeah.
So it's awesome, man.
Well, that's the cool part is meeting with Chino, I used to go, I'd go over there, and like when we have date night or whatever, I'll go babysit the kids and stuff like that, man. So that's a cool story for me.
Did you? That's amazing.
Yeah. I know.
Son is actually even more deeper. Like he goes, listen, man, he's deeper into like the 80s obscure stuff. He goes, and I know you were there and you have a lot of those records.
Yeah.
I owe those guys both like a really cool zip file of amazing
he
shit.
got me onto, like, he showed me a lot of cool music, because he would play so much different things. So that made me dig a little deeper, man. Like, I mean, not to not know anything, but, I was like, learn about Blondie from them, you know what I'm saying? Him and Benji would go back and forth, like, with old records and just showing who know the coolest stuff. You get what I'm saying? So between those little things, that's how I started learning some stuff, man. And he also, talking about structure, building a song right, you know what I'm saying? But the best advice he gave me was performing. Because coming from hip hop, I'm like, oh shit, performing, I can perform easy, cool. Just put the track on and I'm gonna rap along to the track, right? That's how you perform. But that's not how you do it in rock. He said, well, you can't have the words with you. I said, hold on, what the fuck? I gotta actually rap the shit with no words behind me. I said, what the fuck? He said, that's how you do it.
Yeah. That's really cool, actually, though, man. And that's
man.
But sharing that love and information is great. I mean, I think it's really cool. And like I said, I love that you marry the live music thing with your rap stuff, and it was so refreshing, man. Man,
that's what I kind of like. From the music in general, I want to like separate it, but like I see performing is totally different, and I try to bring the performing factor into the music. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I want to attack the mic in a way that I would attack it live. But I mean, that's not easy to do sometimes, because when you get on that stage, bro, your adrenaline rushing, it's a whole different character and vibe you bring to the crowd, man. And so live performance has always been my thing, and that's what I mostly studied. I look at the drive-in, I look at old Chino videos. I like looking at the Woodstock when is it Woodstock? Yeah, with Limp Bizkit and all of them. It was so crazy, and DMX and everybody. I always repeat that one.
I miss DMX, man. I love those records. He was great. I did one interview for him for that Mark Cuban HDNet channel that I had that show sound off.
Yeah.
And he was about 3 hours late. You know what I mean? But hey, look, I'm no angel, so.
I know how that is, bro. Because the cool part is I've been in rap and I've been in rock, man. And rappers, they show up late to that shit. I don't know why, man. They Bone Thugs, them bro, show up.
And I gotta be honest, like when I was doing that TV show Farm Club with Jimmy Iovine and Doug Morris and Dre was involved and Marshall.
Yeah.
And, like, it's amazing that everybody actually showed up on time. Because I think they were blown away by that. Like, except the one day we had the real NWA reunion, and we were waiting for Snoop to come out because he was smoking up in his trailer, and like me, Dre, and Andy Schoen and Jimmy Iovine were all like kind of standing outside, like, Cube, everybody, like, because he was filling in for Eazy-E, Oh, that was a beautiful. And
That's
when we
super
did that
dope.
show, that back, Wu-Tang Clan, everybody on, it was great, man.
Yeah, man. So, like I said, doing that, man, like, so I met so many cool people, and that led me to make my first album called Birth, School, Work, Death.
Which, by the way, I don't mean to interrupt you, but
all good.
I died when, that's the other thing that connected me to you, that I love the name of it, because the Godfathers were a band from London, and these guys were working class.
That's where I got it from, man.
Yeah, dude, and I love them and that song, and I love that band so much. And when they came out originally, they were called the Sid Presley Experience.
Yeah.
But they were so cool, like they did like John Lennon's Cold Turkey, and that song Birth, School, Work, Death was a classic. So when I saw that was your,
the angle,
album, I was like, fuck, man, I gotta check this guy out. What's going on? It was so cool,
Yeah, man, because that title, I mean, that's just basically life wrapped up. I was like, bro, it don't get no better than that, man. That's really life in general. Birth, school, working, and death. I said, yo, I gotta take that. So yeah. And I worked with Ross Robinson on that album, man.
Yeah, Ross is great, man. Tell me about your experience with Ross, because he's always been such a good dude. Worked on so many rock records that I love.
Bro, it was so cool to me, man. So we brung in Paul from At the Drive-In, Mark and Cody from Blood Brothers, and my homie Daniel from Idiot Pilot, who live across the street from me, but I barely see his ass. I barely see him after all these years. Yeah, so we got in with Ross. And bro, it was like, shit, just straight 2 weeks of rocking, man. Like, people got a lot of stories where, it's kind of where they say Ross pushed them to the hardcore level and all that stuff like that. But once I hit the mic, he was just like, yo, it's go time, man. But he does certain things where he'll ask you questions, and like, there's like no answer to these questions, but it makes you think so much that you just go into a zone of writing. It was so crazy how he works, man.
That's great. It sounded like it was a great experience all the way around, right?
Oh yeah, right there on Venice Beach too. We was at. Man, it's memorable, man. Great experience.
And you mentioned, we were talking about live shows, and you're like me, man. Last time I ran into you, you and I were in the lobby of the Roxy. Like I said,
yeah, that was with Ali from Spotify. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, my sister. She's my family. You know how much I love her. She's my heart, man. Allison Hagendorf from Spotify, just and she's just had a baby boy, who's amazing, Cole. And
I know, yeah, congrats. Much love to her, man.
Well, yeah, I went and visited her and Brian, and hung with the baby and held the baby before all this shit went down, with the pandemic. So I was so glad that I got to experience hanging out with them, because I love them so much.
Man, speaking of that, right timing, man, because with my new album, I'm so happy I got in to make my album before all of this. So I finished up my new album with Mac Good. I don't necessarily finish, but we got like a lot of dope ass songs.
Yeah.
But then this happened. I'm like, yo, I'm so happy I got the material, because the label loving it. You know what I'm saying? All of that.
Yeah. That's great, man. So I mean, tell me who you worked on the latest album with, because you got so many people that love what you do, and it's
I know, man.
You're pretty alternative and rock, which is very cool. So tell me about this. But and then now we're moving over. I mean, I know we jumped over, the second record. I mean, do you want to talk about that? The second.
Oh yeah, Flag Channel, man. Yeah, I talk about that one. Yeah, because I took a break in between. After my Birth, School, Work, Death, I went around the world. It was dope. You know what I'm saying? I had an investor I was working with, never did the record deal. And it really helped me out, man. I was like, yo, I mean, I did it without the record deal, which was dope, but I needed that extra push anyways, though. So shit slowed down after a while. You know what I'm saying? I took a little break. Me and Benji, we stopped working together. And I just had to find my way back, man. But in that time, I was learning about making songs and structure and everything. So then, so I got with, I think it turned into, they signed to, Century Media had went to Red Music at the time or whatever. So I was working on my album for that year, which was Don like Robinson, in and out.
And Mike Gitter, all those guys, Don Robinson.
Yeah, Mike Gitter, yeah. So,
I love those kids,
Yeah, Mike, he helped me out with, he pushed me to make dope ass choruses and things. So that's how I got with the song Bullet. We kind of went back and forth with that.
Single, you were on the mainstream rock charts even with that. You did great.
I know, man. That was it, bro. That came out and just started going. And like I said, Allison, she put it on the Spotify playlist and everything, and it just started going, bro. And I was so happy, man, because like he would tell me like, oh, that's not good enough, Hyro. That's not good enough. So I ended up making something dope he was feeling, and man, it was dope, right? So Black Channel is kind of like showing structure of me, you know what I'm saying? Because Birth School Work Death was like just so cool of rock, like don't give a fuck, just out there rocking out. Black Channel a little bit more structured, getting into the way, you know, the listener would want to hear it more. And then this new album, oh, this is just off the fucking chain, bro. It's gonna kill the game, dude.
Yeah, you know, man, I love that. That's why I think Gitter's a great A&R guy. And you know, when I did A&R Columbia and signed Coe, that was the thing that was really cool because I mean, you have to be honest with the artists that you work with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you also have to nurture like, you know, their creativity and not like you don't overburden and overpower them or their ideas.
Exactly.
Or they'll just like say fuck you, or you know, it'll kill the vibe. But
well,
the
cool
story, I was going to tell you a quick story. Started taking.
Oh no, you good.
You mentioned Coe and Cambria, so Welcome Home on Good Apollo 1. You know, there's a story that we were working on the record, pre-production in Woodstock, recorded the album in Woodstock, and we're sitting at Columbia Records in a listening room. And at the end of Welcome Home, I go, man, you know what? It'd be really cool if you guys did a chant at the end of this, like you do in Secrets of Silent Earth, when people go ape shit when they see you live. It'd be really cool. So I go, maybe like, whoa, 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 whoa. And they went home and did it that night. And it's in the song. And what's so cool is seen them do it a bunch of times. But the last time I saw them in Phoenix, Arizona, I was on the side of the stage. I went and saw Josh Shepard, you know, the drummer, who's a fucking monster of a drummer. And he goes, isn't it cool, man, to see all these people out there singing the thing you came up with at the end of the song?
That's epic.
But when I did it the first time, the greatest line he said to me, he goes, see, you're not just one of those A&R guys just taking people out for meals. You actually have ideas.
Yeah, so, you feeling the music. Yeah, man. That's dope as fuck.
Yeah, so that was cool. That was a really great moment, you know? So, and that's what it sounds like with Gitter for you, like that he and Don, like we literally, like, you know.
Oh yeah, man. They showed me mad love, man. And like the cool thing is, you know, and the cool part about what I do is, you know, they want to hear me talk that shit, you know what I'm saying? They want to hear me really speak about some real shit. So sometimes if I don't speak about some real shit, I want, like, say I want to make a party song or something, they'll be like, oh man, take that bullshit out. Spit that real shit, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, that's a great position to be in. You know? I've never really been censored on some shit.
Well, I'm glad. I love that, man. I think it's great, man. You know, that you talk about real stuff because it would be, you know, it'd be super easy, you know, to, as you know, like to just, you know, fit into a lane
exactly,
where everything else is, where you're not talking about any real shit or anything that's really, you know, from the heart. It's, you know, and you know,
and that's why I like, you know, even like new artists trying to come up, you might see people do certain things, so you just try to copy, but it's like, man, do your own thing, because at the end of the day, you're gonna really be a happy person, especially when it pops off and you can make stuff that you actually feel. That's the greatest thing. It might be a hard road to get, like a slow road for me. I've been going up and up and up, but real slow, probably like 2 miles an hour or something. But I'm getting there, you know what I'm saying? And I'm happy along the way with it. You feel me?
Yeah, slow and steady, man. It's like, you know, it ain't a sprint, it's a marathon. And it actually, you know, it means so much more and less more. Because a lot of people that, you know,
exactly
run and they're gone. You know what I mean? And,
yeah, I never wanted that to happen, man. Because I know I could have, when I first came here, and that's what my old manager said, you know, you could put me out and then, you know, maybe have a hit and then I'd be gone. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. I wouldn't be here this long chilling with you and all this stuff like that. And now I'm better as an artist, better as a person, became like a grown man, you know what I'm saying? Got a wife and all that stuff. So it's just all building up together in the way it's supposed to be. Not how I envisioned at first, to be a super gangster rapper like Tupac or something. That's what I wanted to be.
Yeah,
I'm turning into my own person.
Yeah. But, you know, it was great. And we all take influence from something, and that's the thing. It's like that's our gateway into what we love to do. You know, I was going to say quickly, you know, one of the things that I loved seeing you out that night, man. You know, you were there, Burko and Don and everybody, and I was like, yeah, that's one of the hardest things. Besides the fact that so many musicians we know and all the people that work on every level, you know, the merch guy, the roadie, they, you know, I'm feeling for them in a big way. You know, I mean, certainly it's so weird for me not to be out seeing music 5 nights a week. I mean, that's like my
I feel you,
man. I love, it's, you know me. I mean, that's like the thing.
Yeah, you love the music, man. It's a crazy time for, we're the only generation, just been in something like this, you know what I'm saying? And other than Spanish flu back in the days, but with so much things we have nowadays to step away from, this is nerve-wracking, man. And then, the money generated is not going no more. This is weird times, brother.
Yeah, man, and I'm feeling it for everybody. Before we go into the albums, tell me about the next record, because I want to hear about what we have to look forward to.
Oh, man, the next record. So I got with Matt Good, who up in Arizona right now, and I met him through Ben from Asking Alexandria. And
I just did a thing with Ben Bruce, man. I just did a thing for the movie that him and Ash Appleton. Well, because I'm in that
American Satan.
Yeah, he was in American Satan, and then the TV show Paradise City that's coming out. I'm in like 4 episodes.
So it's really cool though, man. Well, first off, before that, American Satan, I saw American Satan and I love the movie, and I didn't even know Ben or nobody. I didn't know Andy Black or nobody really. You know what I'm saying? I knew them from Black Veil Brides and stuff like that. But I saw the movie. My homie, actually one of my rap homies, was like, "Bro, you seen this movie called American Satan?" And I was like, "Nah." He said, "Bro, you gotta watch it." So I watched it.
It's a great movie, man. It really. Epic, yeah, it's a cool. Malcolm McDowell, man. The legend. Who is in that, from like, obviously Clockwork Orange and all that stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was going to be Anthony Hopkins in that role from Silence of the Lambs. He was actually,
I can see that.
He couldn't fit the schedule. So it's pretty crazy.
Well, I saw that movie never knowing that I would meet Ben and Andy Black and all of that stuff, man. And so now,
sweet guys, man. They're such great.
Yeah, they're the homies.
I was literally on a Zoom conference with those guys Sunday. We were doing a commentary thing for American Satan, which was cool.
Yeah.
And everybody.
Ben's super funny, man. So he be making me laugh like crazy, dude. That dude is fucking funny, dude.
He is, man. Yeah. And that's your relation to Asking Alexandria, right? You've known those. So tell me about that connection.
Yeah, and we all got the same lawyer, Eric German. Shout out Eric. Yeah, man.
Guy, man. Great guy.
And so we finally got together to do a song. Ben sent me a song. And he said, I know this dude named Matt who could work on it. And that's how we came out with what would be my single coming out. But because of this stuff, he got pushed a little bit. But it's a song called FU2, which is epic. And so at the end of the day, they're like, okay, well, we'll put you in with Matt. And so I went in with Matt Good, man. And this dude, he come from hip hop, he come from rock. He was in the band from first to last with Skrillex. So he understands.
Man. Sonny. I took Sonny out on his 18th birthday. And we got hammered on sangria at my favorite New York restaurant, which it closed down after 88 years. And speaking of Allison, we used to go there all the time with my friend Renee Mata and like every musician. And I was so fucking pissed when it closed down. I was like,
dude, one less became so big, man.
But and he was the sweetest, man. Well, it was funny because I was at. I'll say this quickly. I'm trying to say it quickly. Sorry, but it's funny. I just love having conversations and being real. I was at Lollapalooza in Chicago. I was shooting, and I knew I was going to interview Skrillex, right? But I didn't know it was Sonny. So Sonny comes and goes, Matt, dude, you look great, man. You lost a lot of weight. What's up? And I'm like, you're Skrillex, dude? Holy shit. Like before things really blew up with him.
Yeah.
I love him, man. He's just a good dude, man. All the way around.
I got a cool story, too. I never met him, but during birth school work death, Ross was telling me about bands he worked with, and he said, man, I had this band called From First to Last, and he said they've been super huge and all of this stuff. And I said, well, what happened? He said, the singer wanted to be a DJ or some shit. not knowing. And I was like, why would he want to go be a DJ? And then it comes to happen. This dude became the biggest DJ ever.
Yeah, man. And you know what? With Sonny, with Skrillex, he comes from the heart, man. He's into it for all the right reasons. He loves the community. He loves the experimental side of doing music. He's just, he's a great fucking guy, So anyway, we're gonna, I'm excited about that record coming out, and that, 100%. But we do this last part of the show where we talk about 7 of your favorite records, it's cool. You're talking about how you want to be like Tupac, and you brought up the Don Killuminati, you know what I mean? The record, which, 7 Day Theory. You know, Machiavelli thing. So talk to me about that. Why you picked that of all his albums?
All right, so that one is one when I was young, because it was around the time, you know, when he died and everything like that. So I was super young, thinking he was about to come back alive. So I was waiting for him to come back. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, like and nobody knew Coachella would have like, you know, a hologram, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
so that record just connected to me because the stuff he said was so real. And it was just, you know, he was just spitting so, because he'd been through so much. So I felt it through the record. You get what I'm saying? And just listening on headphones, on tape. I had the CD player, and listening through the CD player, I just put on repeat. Like, how can you say these things? Because I thought, I don't know, I have these weird thoughts in my head that you can't cuss, you can't really say people names, you can't do, you know how you make your own rules as a kid? And he was doing all the things. I said, bro, you can't do that on a song. So that took me to another level. Like, bro, this dude is wild. So yeah. That connected with me in such a way, man. And that's where a lot of my, you know, my style come from, rapping and the stories and his depictions of things, you know?
Yeah, I mean, he was unbelievably talented. You know, I'll say this briefly. I keep saying that, it's so funny. But I will MTV Movie Awards before the beef, you know, with him and Biggie.
Yeah.
We were all standing in Bryant Park together. Mike Myers, Biggie, and Tupac, and my daughter Jessica. She was little.
No way.
There was no problem. You know, it was before any of the other stuff went down. Everybody was just being super cool, you know?
That's wild, though.
Like,
That's
a picture of my mother and Biggie's mom, because you know, they hit it off at MTV and became friends at this Mother's Day thing we did.
Dude.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great period for rap. There was so much great stuff going on. Obviously.
Yeah, man. You know that I come from that generation, so that really hit connected with me, dude.
That's amazing. That's so cool. But I mean, so that's why you love that record. That's your favorite, right? Because that was the thing.
Yeah, that was, you know, it was just around the time of the death, around the time where I said, well, this got to be the best rapper ever. And then if he's going to come back alive, this dude is superhuman. So,
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, we lost two greats there at that period, man.
Man, R.I.P.
You know, I gotta say. So, but the next record you picked, I could literally walk into that room over there, my music room, and pull out the gold record for it because it's on the wall. It's Rancid and Out Come the Wolves.
Yeah, that one right there.
You
That's
know, I mean,
another one, because those were like the first guys I seen have tattoos and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, yo, they just didn't give a fuck. You get what I'm saying? I was like, these dudes is wild. And that's why, to go back to Tupac, though, Tupac was wild too, because he had tattoos before tattoos was really like crazy. So that's how Rancid really tripped out to me, and they was dressed all punk rock. So I checked out the album, man, and you know, the Boys at Time Bomb, the vibe of the music, it wasn't like mean though. It was just like such a groove to it, you know, that I could fuck with, you know.
Yeah,
especially coming from rap.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's well, that's because Tim Armstrong was so great. You know, he loved so many different styles of music. His idol Joe Strummer from the Clash was into everything, reggae to rap, and you know, that's why the Clash did the Magnificent Seven, and This Is Radio Clash, and all those. They you know, and they, you know, it's amazing. And Tim, of course, loved him. But I think you're right. I mean, and Out Comes the Wolves is an incredibly cohesive, brilliant record.
Oh yeah, all the way through.
Man, and it just, you play it all the way through, and it's just one of the greatest punk reckons, you know.
Yeah, all the way through, man. Like, my parents is from Trinidad and Tobago, so the reggae vibe I'm always down with that. And they took it to another level, bro. The whole, I don't know if you call it ska, but I guess it was the ska music of the time.
Yeah, it was definitely ska influence without a question. Yeah, and reggae, which is, you know, all those songs, Ruby Soho, even like
Ruby Soho.
That one, Lockstep and Gone. I always love that one too. You know,
Maxwell Murder. That was the one I liked.
Murder, man. You know, such a great album. I love that record. I'm glad you picked that. Now, speaking of people, we talk about Tupac and how, you know, his mom was a Black Panther, and you know, he was around the struggle from the time he was a kid.
Yeah,
he was extremely intelligent. Now, your next band is another band. Speaking of intelligence, Tom Morello is one of the smartest guys in the world.
Man,
right?
yeah.
And I love, and a great guy, an amazing guy. Been my friend for forever. And you know, they were about to play Coachella. You know, Zach agreed to do the show, man, and I was so excited.
The tickets was going like crazy, man.
Oh yeah. It was a little. I felt for them because I felt like somebody should have. I know they just kind of wanted to do a DIY, but everyone wanted to go because they were so fucking great live. And that first album is the one that you picked.
Yeah.
Starts with Bomb Track. Now tell me why you love that record so much.
Dude, that record is. Because I was introduced to them just watching MTV and changing the channel, waiting on rap videos to come on. You know what I'm saying? Because, you had to wait different times back in the day. And then when I heard that, I was like, bro, this dude is rapping on rock and roll, like in a whole different way. And he's speaking against the government. He's speaking a bunch of real shit. I was like, what is this right here, bro? So I was like, I didn't know you could do that. You get what I'm saying? In that kind of way. And then the guitar playing from Tom Morello, all of that. It was
the whole band were so the four of them are some of its parts amazing, right? I mean, it's so
even before he came in rapping, I saw on YouTube it shows a video of them just playing the instrumental before they found Zach.
Yeah,
and the music is just amazing too. And he just adds on to it in such a crazy way, man. So Bulls on Parade, and then just the songs he has. He says things like short sentences and can repeat them, but they so powerful and so memorable. That's a hard thing to do because as a rapper, you try to say so much. He doesn't even have to say a lot, and it sticks with you forever. I was like, I still to this day try to figure out how the fuck he does that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. He's so great. He comes from a punk background. I mean,
Inside Out, right?
Inside Out, on Revelation Records, man. One of my great friends, Jim Philippin, he used to hang out with him in that whole scene, down there. And we were talking about that, and it's amazing. It was great when he joined. I mean, it was.
His voice is so crazy, man.
Single, right? And Killing the Name became a single by accident.
For real?
And my friend Jim McGuinn, right? There were many people who did edits of the song just to play it on the radio.
Yeah,
I love it. It was almost like Fugazi Waiting Room was one of those things where, it becomes this.
I love that song, man. Waiting Room.
You know what I mean? So yeah. I mean that first album, Know Your Enemy, Bomb Track, Bullet in the Head. What a great record, man.
Yeah, man.
Inspired so many people. So your next record, speaking of that, and another great group, and actually HR was on with Jesse Malin on We Are Here, our channel.
Yeah.
HR from Bad Brains. Now, you picked the Band in DC, which is a great compilation album, and it's got everything from Punk Pay to Come to Reignition, and Eigensize.
I was just about to name those two songs because Reignition, the beat is so cool, man. I swear, it's insane, dude. The beat is so sick. And then they got the reggae vibe, and then they low key rapping on Pay to Come. Cause I was just like, bro, this dude is going fast as fuck right now. You get what I'm saying?
Oh man, I love it. Yeah. You see the footage of him pogoing back in the day when he was DC punk.
The performance, and then another thing is they was black, so I was just like, yo, I ain't never seen no shit. This is fucking wild, dude. What's going on right now?
Yeah, what's cool? My friend did a documentary on that doc that was out. Have you seen that documentary? With the band, it's really, really cool.
What's the name? Is it that one? A band called Death? I know that.
Yeah,
but you talking about on Bad Brains?
Yeah, I'm speaking. They got their name from a Ramones song called Bad Brain. Which is pretty.
I didn't know that.
It was a Ramones song, which is so cool. It's great, man. Yeah, the documentary. If you look it up, it's really cool. I'm sorry, I'm spacing on it right now. But
it's all good. But I love the documentaries too. It's not to go away, but the Pearl Jam documentary is the reason why I performed so crazy, man. Because I saw him and was like, I did not know you can jump off of shit. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, when he was the first guy I'd see climb, all the way up the raft at Lollapalooza, and it was funny because they got so big, even though it was the afternoon. The minute people heard them start, there would be a migration of insanity, where everybody would just run and go. And before that, the only other person I saw do that was Bono on the War Tour, where Sunday
go wild like that.
Yeah, climb up on he would do that. flag, man.
I
Cool,
saw it
you
on
know?
a flight to England, and when I saw it, I was like, as I was flying to some shows, I said, "Oh shit, I'm about to get on this wave."
That's great. So you got that inspiration, yeah, from Eddie. That's awesome.
Oh
You know,
man,
and they're great to keep on going, you know, doing their thing, and I love them so much. Now your next, so you love Bad Brains. Your next record, oddly enough, which is so cool, I was there for some of the recording of the record because I just moved to Los Angeles.
yeah.
And I love that they, you know, Dre used
Oh,
real
shit.
instruments and everything, man. So Marshall Mathers LP, third record by Eminem, but he was making it when we were starting the show Farm Club, and he did our theme song. He and Dre did the intro
Farm
song.
Club, yeah, I remember that, man.
That was my show. Remember, I hosted that with Ali Landry, and I had all that. It was, you know, it was cool.
Yeah,
so,
dude.
Yeah. So anyway, I remember. I know you love this record. One of my memories I got to tell you, because you know what we do here is a conversation, man. It's, you know.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm interviewing. It's the first show, and I've got Dre and Eminem on stage. And if you see the Defiant Ones, the documentary with
yeah, I saw that one. Yep.
And episode 4, you'll see a clip of me and Eminem and Dre laughing on stage. And because it's funny, I go, we're talking about Dre's new thing, and Marshall goes, "Hey man, let's talk about me." I go, "We haven't forgot you, man. We're cool." He goes, "You know what? I want to tell you what the clean version of my new album is going to sound like." And he goes, "It's just silent." It was fucking hilarious, man. It was so great. Classic Marshall, man. What a great record, man. With Stan and all those other incredible songs on that record.
Dude, I love people who just break he just broke boundaries with that one, man. It's not even necessarily that he was a white dude rapping, but he was a white dude rapping really, really, really good and made it through the real freestyle battles. He did it the right way. You get what I'm saying? He got his respect.
Right, 8 Mile, right? Great, man. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. So, and the stories he was telling, that's what inspired me to really paint pictures when you rap. You know what I'm saying? You paint pictures where people can actually visualize it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and that's the thing about him. You know, Marshall's always been a great storyteller. And you know, and he's super honest. The second time he did the show, he was really pissed at another rapper for mentioning Alien on this other record. Next week, he comes into my dressing room and he plays me this B-side where he's shredding this other rapper. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, that was classic.
Yeah, man. I'm like, wow, it was pretty fucking crazy.
That was classic, man. That's when hip hop be fun, though. You know, I hate when they take it too far, but when they go back and forth with the record, the tracks, man, oh, that's just epic. Dude.
Yeah. I mean, those battles, you know, those beefs are. It keeps things interesting, right? I mean,
it keeps everything interesting for real, brother.
You know, so, and the next one you picked is from my fellow New Jersey native, Miss Lauryn Hill, the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, who I love because, you know, obviously I love them. You know what I mean?
The Fugees and all that, yeah.
I mean, the fact that they like brought back, you know, Killing Me Softly the way they did, which was so great. I mean, all those records, score and everything else. And then when she went out on her own, and by the way, do you want to hear a crazy story?
Huh?
Zach Braff, you know, from Scrubs and all, you know, he went to school with Lauryn, and he used to act.
What?
Together. Yeah, they were like in drama class together.
Oh yeah, well, she was on the Sister Act, so she know how to act and sing all that from the beginning.
Oh yeah, I know they were all band project, you know what I mean? Like, you know, Wyclef, they were just, I love them, you know? So, but when she broke out, this record was really interesting because I want to hear why you love it, but I loved all the influence of like all the old soul, you know, that thing. And, you know, the record was just really deep. Talk to me about it.
Oh man, just the level of rapping she was doing is up there with some of the greatest, man. And the stories she was saying and the truth she was saying, like that song. Yeah, the lyrics are so insane on that. Yeah. It's incredible. Even the song X Factor. That one with a Drake sampled. Yeah, it's like, bro, she just put her whole heart and soul into that, and the music behind it, like you said, just so soulful. it's I think that's one of the greatest albums, probably top 10 to me of all time, right there. That fucking album's incredible, dude.
It's so good. But, I saw that show at the theater at Madison Square Garden, man, and she was so great that night. It was
fucking. She's another one who show up late to shows,
or not show. I mean,
not even show up.
It's a bit of a shame, as we know, like that. Lauren kind of got really like frustrated with the music business, and didn't really want to do anything. And it was a sad situation because, we wanted to hear her keep going and doing more stuff. So that was very frustrating to her fans, Oh
yeah, it's frustrating. But like I said, she's been in the industry so long, so she probably seen it from a whole different level than we could imagine. You get what I'm saying? As a kid.
Yeah.
So that's it.
And getting, like obviously having a kid with one of the Marleys and, becoming a part of that extended family, which
that's great.
You know what I mean? So yeah, but you're right. That's a great album. Definitely, the year that came out, it was one of the most important records. Your last record that you picked. Oh, you want to say something else about Lauren? You could.
Oh no, I was just about to say, because I try to show my little niece it. They just don't understand, man. I like Nicki Minaj and them, but they just don't understand. There'll never be no girl rapper like that again, man. That she was amazing, dude.
Yeah, it's interesting because, like you said, it's your niece, and it's the same thing with our daughters. My daughters, my oldest daughter, we used to sing in the car together, man, and sing Beatles, Mamas and Papas, do different parts. We would do Split Ends, Oasis, whatever. We would do songs. I remember that we would always do that stuff. So she was used to it, but because my other daughter grew up with me in New York City and then moved to Florida after my divorce, I didn't get to have that experience of her and I doing that kind of thing. But it's because now that she's older, I'm in the car with her, and she loves a lot of the current hip hop and R&B. But then she started playing the Killers and Arctic Monkeys, or it's my shirt today.
Oh yeah,
and I go, Maya, man, I'm so glad you're listening to all this stuff. She goes, well, I'm your daughter. It was awesome, man. She's just really they're open-minded. My kids, I'm very blessed. But I know you mean people. I think you can't really force, you and I both know that, like, you can't force people to listen to anything. Just you lead them to the water, and if they want to drink, they can. You know what I mean?
That's basically what it is. You'll drive yourself crazy trying to force people to listen to the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, people have to definitely take their own path, their own journey. It's funny. I've always said that when people used to complain about, God, I'm using my hands a lot today, but can you, I got to remember, I remember the first time I was at an MTV meeting, I saw them look at me and I'm going, blah, 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 blah. And they're like, they weren't used to that Jersey, New York, like kind of, thing.
Yeah, man.
But you know what, man? It worked. So it's all good. But your last album is one of the great soundtracks, man. And the cast of the movie were amazing. I've done work with Dennis Leary. He wrote me into an episode of Sex and Drugs and Rock and Roll and Effects. And I love him. I loved Rescue Me and just all the shit that he did. And we're talking about Judgment Night, which was such an idea, man. I love that record.
Man, that record just, I got introduced to that record from my old manager, and I was just like, wow, I did not know this record even existed, first off. You get what I'm saying? You got fucking, Slayer, Ice-T on the Biohazard and Onyx. I was like, well, Onyx supposed to be on rock, and then I was like, bro, they came on a rock track. You get what I'm saying?
And Slam was a fucking classic on that album, back the fuck up. So it was like, that stuff was great. How about opening with House of Pain and Helmet?
Yeah. Oh man,
that was so good, man. So good, right?
The shit was just incredible, dude. I mean, like, words can't describe it. For somebody like me who wanted to mix the music, you know what I'm saying? Because I thought I was just like on to something. Oh, bro, I'm the fucking first one ever to do this shit. When I started digging, I was like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, this shit been around.
Yeah, I know, it's great. And that's such a great concept of that record. And to do a soundtrack and have those people like Cypress Hill with Pearl Jam and, even Teenage Fan Club are on the record, which I think is so cool. You know what I mean?
They mixed that record up so sick. Well, Pearl Jam and Cypress Hill had a song on there, I believe.
Yeah,
if I remember correctly.
Yeah, there were so many cool things on that record. And
and that's why another thing is Cypress Hill is just fucking amazing. You know what I'm saying? I would have put that album on there too, but Cypress Hill is just fucking epic.
Oh man, You
They
know,
had the rock star and rap star. Like that's just creative.
yeah, that was so great. You know, so Sendog did this show a week ago last Friday, which was or Monday. You know, it's all blending together, as you know. You know, everybody goes, "Oh, what is it? Fucking Tuesday or Wednesday?" Because nobody's, you know, everybody's, we're all home.
Everybody home. Nobody knows what's what.
You know, but you know, Sen was on here, Sendog. You know, and he was so cool. We talked about that, but yeah, that's another band who's like timeless, man. Those records are so good.
Yeah, I went on tour with them, man. It was nothing but nice, super cool. I was on a Be Real show he had before he was doing the other stuff. Before he doing the stuff now, he had brought me out to do one of those shows back in maybe like a few years ago, probably like 2012, 2013. Yeah. I wasn't really smoking weed or nothing, so I think I'm the first person ever to deny weed from Be Real.
That's great. You know, it's like, yeah, and that's cool, man. Absolutely. I bet he respected it either way. That's the way they are. They're
nice. He was like, "Oh, that's good, man. Don't trip."
Yeah, I mean, their shit is real, and they're great, man. I really love those guys. So yeah, that would have been your 8th album. So
that would have been my 8th. Yeah, true. Yeah. But so many albums inspire me. So many people inspire me, man. It's crazy.
You know what, Hyro? I gotta just you know, ask you. So tell us a little more about the new record, like a couple of the songs that people can look forward to. And when do you think, and when do you think it's going to come out? Like, are you thinking like September? Are you going to wait until and see how things?
It's basically when I get a run, like a tour. So that tour I had was fucking epic. Oh my god, dude! The tour, Asking Alexandria, Falling in Reverse, Wage War, me. This is probably the dopest fucking tour I had in my life. You get what I'm saying?
That'd be great, man. You know, yeah, it would have been awesome.
It would have been awesome. So your boy, I was kind of hurt. But we're going to reschedule it, you know what I'm saying? So probably when that come out, if I get something else, but they want to do it with a tour and things like that to get it rolling right. So, but this album, I'm just from what I've sent and everything, they use the word genius and things like that.
Yeah.
So I'm just so happy, bro. Like I'm taking aspects of hip hop today and dope rock riffs that Matt come up with because he know how to make it super cool. And he know my fans, they want something super heavy. And we just blended it in such a cool way, man. Like the flows I'm doing, the rhythms I'm doing, and the subject matter. I'm hitting all those points. You know, brother, I have a radio type of jam. The radio track I got could compete with the street banger on the track. You get what I'm saying? It's all came together perfectly, bro. So I'm excited, but I just can't wait to put it out there.
You know, I'm sure you. You know, I mean, I'm sure you are. I can't wait till I can come see you live again. I miss.
Oh yeah.
I miss live music. You know, I mean, because it's part of the experience. You know, it's the greatest thing in the world. There's nothing like the electricity in a live room or a festival where you just. It's so uplifting. I mean, it's like such a spiritual.
Well, I'm excited to get back to it. I'm excited to rehearse. But the funny part is I'm so used to performing my old album. Now I got to learn these damn songs. That's
it'll be great, man. You know, and it's a whole new experience, which is great. You know, which will be
it's a whole new experience.
But I can promise you that I will be at one of those shows when we do go back. Yeah. You know, me and you will run into each other at a gig without a question. You know,
for sure, brother. You know, man. Hey, bro, I just want to tell you, man, I appreciate this. I'm very happy because I remember I used to watch the show back at MTV. I said, man, one day I want to be on there. And, you know, we on this stuff. That's fucking epic to me right now. So thanks so much, bro.
Thank you. That means the world to me. I really appreciate it. And I'm so glad, you know, we could do this, you know, with Linda Perry and Carrie Brown and everybody, Chris Trevero, the guys involved, because, you know, it's so many cool people are involved with it. You know, Macy Gray's doing a show. One of my brothers from New York City, Jesse Mallon, has his show. You know, he's the one who had HR on.
Jesse, you know, just MTV Jesse?
No, not him. No. This guy's totally different. Yeah. He was in a punk band called Degeneration, but he's an incredible songwriter. He's just amazing, and he's one of my complete brothers from back east. You know, and Danita Sparks, of course, from L7. There's just so many cool people doing shows. On We Are Here, where we're doing this, and
I learned so much from y'all too, man. Y'all got so much dope stories and everything.
I love telling the stories because it's just, you know, when we talk about music, it just kind of gets me super passionate.
Yeah, you're passionate about
it. Mood, you know, and I know everybody else feels the same way. So So, Hyro, thanks for doing this, man. Everybody, Hyro the Hero, new album will be coming soon.
Yeah.
In the meantime, you guys can go listen to Fly Channel or Birth, School, Work, Death. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Y'all hit me on Instagram, Hyro the Hero, Facebook, Hyro the Hero. I've been doing remixes lately, remixing songs just for fun since we ain't got shit to do. The next one I'm gonna remix is a Slipknot song, so I got to do it right. So it's gonna be sick.
Oh, that'll be great, man. Yeah, because I've been texting with Corey.
Oh hell yeah! I'll send it to you when I finish it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, now I really got to do it good.
Yeah, it'll be great. Thanks so much for being on the show today. I really appreciate it. You know, and it's great to see you
for having me, man. For sure, have a good one.
You too. Now it's Matt Pinfield. Tomorrow our guest will be Des Rocks. Thursday, Scooter Ward, who has the #1 active rock record in the country right now with Breaking Benjamin, but of course from the great band Cold. And Friday, Mark Foster from Foster the People. Just call up all our friends and say, let's do it, man. It's going to be great. That's the rest of the week. In the meantime, In a Lonely Place, thanks for joining us. And please stay safe and keep music in your heart. We'll see you next time.